Are you a financial advisor considering the independent RIA model and wondering where to start? Start with Schwab Advisor Services. They've helped thousands evaluate the full range of options and can help you determine your best path forward. Start your journey today at advisorservices.schwab.com/paths.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
It's Later with Mo Kelly. We are live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Let's go beyond the box score with Jackie Ray, who joins me. Good evening, Jackie Ray.
Good evening. Good to be here.
I saw this story and I forwarded it on to you talking about how Cal Matters wanted to reach out to the public universities here in California and get a sense of the NIL, name, image, and likeness that Division I athletes, the amount of money that they were receiving at these various universities. And to make a long story short, not only were the universities not forthcoming, there was almost no information made available at all. For example, $390,000 to Jalen Tyson, a former basketball guard at UC Berkeley, a non-sports school for the most part.
Right.
I don't even know who Jalen Tyson is or was as a basketball player. No disrespect. $3,000 to UCLA gymnast and Olympic gold medal winner Jordan Childs. I'm guessing she probably got more than $3,000. $390 to Makai Mays, a former Cal State Long Beach sprinter. Probably not on my radar. I say all this to say, if the universities are this not forthcoming with the information about NIL deals, I have to imagine that Jordan Childs made more than $3,000 as an Olympic gold medalist and a UCLA gymnast. I have to imagine that someone on the UCLA men's basketball team got something from an NIL deal. What did you make of the non-disclosures?
When I saw Jordan Childs and $3,000, that instantly sent up the somebody is lying flag, because there's just no way, especially you can't win two-time gold medal winner, and then she's been in the world champion. She's beautiful. She definitely can promote your brand. I think sometimes people forget that's what NIL can do. We're seeing a lot of, there's an LSU gymnast. Forgive me, I can't remember her name right now, but there's an LSU gymnast.
Libby Dunn?
Yes. And she's constantly on her Instagram doing a cartwheel in somebody's apparel. So she's getting a deal from that. Jordan Childs is very beautiful. She can flip. She can do some makeup. So there's no way that I'm buying that she didn't have any other endorsements. And to your point, I had to look up Jalen, and he was drafted in the first round to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he's doing okay, but that's not the nature of NCAA sports right now. We don't really know the guys like that. We really, because they're kind of one and done. So it's not a thing. So I definitely, and shout out to Cal Matters, because they definitely kind of buried the lead in that story, but they were forthcoming and saying they were not transparent. They answered questions, but they were not transparent about the amounts. And I'm not sure why that is. In my head, I can see there's going to be certain sports that are going to do great. Men's basketball, women's basketball, that's going to do great as far as endorsement. And then it's going to trickle down from there. Are they trying to protect the kids? Maybe not have kids' feelings why aren't they forthcoming? This is California. They're one of the entertainment capitals of the world. These kids are making some money off of NIL deals.
And not only that, and part of the reason why the NIL deals matter is because with this, what I call open free agency, in which the transfer portal, you can have students, athletes transferring to a different university every single year. You kind of know if someone's going to stay at a university, it is financially worthwhile for them to stay at a university. Don't tell me that Jordan Childs is only worth $3,000 to the University of California, Los Angeles. I'm not buying that. So it says to me, if you're not forthcoming over something which is legal,
right?
We're not talking about, the $100 handshakes. We're talking about the stuff that is legal, above board. And I know USC, private university, but someone like Caleb Williams, who was the number 1 overall draft pick and Heisman Trophy winner, he was making more than $2 million a year.
Right.
I know these other athletes got to be making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year.
Yeah, and that was the confusing part to me, because I could almost see if the school was getting their boosters to raise the money, but they could do that. That's happened in other schools. So I'm like, there's no reason to not be forthcoming about how much it only benefits your school. If Cal Mathers calls you and says, how much are your kids making? And you could say, our kids are getting paid over here. That's only going to help your stockpile with other kids. Look, so I have no idea why the transparency didn't happen.
What this also, and these are just questions which the article in Cal Matters just inspired in me. This makes me wonder what under the table dealings are going on, even still, which are outside the boundaries of what is supposed to be just, open season as far as paying money. You can have boosters paying money. Yes, you're supposed to document it, but boosters can do it. You can have actual businesses approaching athletes and doing sponsorship deals. There's not too much you can't do. Right. So what is it that you're afraid of?
And that was my entire thing. Because at first I was like, well, I could see them being fearful and saying the boosters. But then I was like, oh, again, they can do that. So unless, to your point, because I can't think of an illegal situation when you are literally given this free for all to raise money for your kids in any way. I can't think of anything illegal that they would be doing. But this, if I was an investigator, this would pique my interest. And now I would have to do a deep dive into every school that was not transparent. Because what are you hiding? Is it some sort of tax evasion? Like, what is happening?
That's a great point. That's a great point, because if you list that Jordan Childs only made $3,000, and I'm assuming that's what the university is reporting. That's right. the logical leap I'm going to make. Then Jordan Childs only has to, in theory, pay taxes on $3,000. But if all this is not above board, and you have athletes like a Caleb Williams, I'm not trying to sully his name. I'm just saying someone who we all kind of know from Southern California made millions of dollars in college, and they're not paying taxes on that money, or it's not being declared to the university, yes, then you have a different type of problem. And that would make more sense than not being forthright, because evidently they're telling the university saying one thing to the IRS, and obviously the general public knows better.
Right. And listen, I would tell the universities to be very careful, tread very lightly, because there's going to be that one kid that has parents like mine, and the university is telling them, hey, you only made $3,000 when you made $1.5 million. Meanwhile, my mom and dad are over my shoulder saying, don't you let them tell that lie on you. You better file this right before the government comes and gets you. Right. And that's just going to expose you. So if that's what's happening, which is the only thing I could think of, that is going to get really muddy very quickly.
When we come back, I have to talk about my favorite player in not just college basketball, women's college basketball, but college basketball more broadly. Juju Watkins. There was a thriller over the weekend between USC and UCLA. UCLA women came out on top after coming from behind, but I think it makes it even better for the tournament. You have two teams from Southern California, probably both being number one seeds, probably. And then you have just the rivalry renewed in Southern California, which is going to hit the national stage now. Yep. We got to talk about that when we come back. It's Later with Mo Kelly, Beyond the Box Score with Jackie Ray.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
It is Later with Mo Kelly. We are live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app as we continue to go beyond the box score with our regular commentator, Jackie Ray. Jackie Ray, I know that you saw that game between USC and UCLA for the Big Ten championship, which was kind of ironic because this is the first year that both USC and UCLA played in the Big Ten, and none of the heritage legacy Big Ten teams were in the championship. UCLA and USC, and UCLA came out on top. Let me recap very quickly. This is the third time they've met this season. USC won the first two. USC blew out UCLA in the second matchup. USC was leading handily in this third matchup, but couldn't make a shot in the fourth quarter, and UCLA came back. I think it sets the stage for a thrilling tournament where both of them could be number one seeds. What do you think? I have to admit that when they went up by like 13 points, and they were up by 13 points for a while, I kind of stopped paying so much attention. You hear the commentators and you know when to look up. But then all of a sudden I was like, okay, they haven't scored in a minute. What is happening? And then the bottom fell out. And this is exactly what you love. When I first moved to California,
one of the things people asked me, there's like, hey, do you go to see women's basketball? Because they knew I was into hoops and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I go to UCLA all the time. Depending who I would say that to, if I said it to somebody from USC, they would clutch their pearls and gasp right away. Like, how dare you? How dare you? I'm like, lady, I don't even know you. But, you know, it was just one of those things that rivalry was not only good for the fan base, it was good for the ticket sales. It makes basketball fun. And now you throw Juju in there, and Juju is an entity in herself, just to go see her specifically. But this renewed rivalry, and everyone is still talking about that game, wondering what happened in the fourth quarter. How did they go score? You know, there was all these things. And I love this for the women's game, because the women's game, we have a very, I gush about it sometimes, because we get to know these players. These players are not one and done. We get to watch their careers evolve. And so that makes us a fan of that player, a fan of that school. And so it really builds up the fan base. This is fantastic. I cannot wait for this next move for them.
Speaking of players and storylines and 4-year careers, Juju Watkins did surpass Caitlin Clark on the list of most points scored in the first 2 seasons of a player's college career in women's basketball. Now, point of clarity, Caitlin Clark really upped her game scoring wise in the final 2 years of her career, but Juju Watkins is on pace at this point to exceed and surpass Caitlin Clark for the all-time leading scorer. I wonder if Juju's going to stay 4 years.
Man, listen, I will tell you this. When she comes to the LA Sparks game, if anybody's putting a bug in her ear, it is to come on over here. You see how we're investing now? Let me just put it on record. LA Sparks have been a dumpster fire for a while, even when Candace Parker was here, as far as the investment in players and making sure that they have a place to work out, gyms and things of that nature. But the times have changed. And I think we can really, really give that to the Aces, because the Aces kind of set the tone of giving a practice facility, their own arena, things of that nature. And then other teams took notice. And so now the LA Sparks have to keep up. And so they are literally creating a market where it's not only good for the player, it's good for the fans, and it's going to attract young people. So I can tell you, I've seen her on the sideline a couple of times, and I have seen some people, hey, like, how you liking it? Like, you know, you just stay here in LA. So I don't know how that would work with the draft, because if they do decent, obviously they won't be in contention for that. But I know, and I'm sure the Sparks are not the only team in the WNBA that have said, hey, Juju, how you doing? Like, you want to come see how we're doing over here?
Look, I will say this, and I'm a student of basketball history. There are times where you can look at someone and see that they are a generational talent. Mm-hmm. Caitlin Clark, generational talent. What I mean is you only see 1 or 2 every generation. Right. Juju Watkins is another generational talent. This might be, I know this is the beginning of the golden age of the WNBA. Mm-hmm. If you know history and you know the evolution of the NBA, this is it. And here's what I mean. Let's say 3 years from now, you will have an Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, Paige Beckers, Juju Watkins, and 5 other names that the general public doesn't really know about yet.
Right.
Who will be stars in the WNBA. And the fact that everyone knows, they will all be household names, not WNBA names, household names. You're going to see a fundamental change in the perception of the WNBA, and I cannot wait. And a large part of that is going to be Juju Watkins. Hear me out. This is why. Angel Reese is a forward. She's not really in direct competition with Caitlin Clark as a guard. Juju Watkins is guard who can play other positions.
Say that again for people who don't understand this comparison between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. It's asinine, but go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Juju Watkins is the more comparable comparison, even though Juju can play guard and forward. When you have Juju Watkins possibly D'ing up Caitlin Clark or Paige Beckers, okay, that's going to be scintillating. You don't have that 1-to-1 face-off between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. They're only tied together because they came up together. They played against each other in the national championship, but they're not really playing against each other. Right. Juju and Caitlin could face off for 10 years in a row.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you right now, like you said, respect to Caitlin Clark. Shout out to Kelsey Mitchell too, though, because she always gets overlooked in that stat. And she set that record for the 2 years a long time ago. I don't see anybody breaking it anytime soon. So shout out to her. But to your point, this is what we want. This is what we want to see. Juju is going to be locked in with everybody that she plays against in the league. She's already got the State Farm commercial, so we're already getting used to seeing her face in advertising. She's also gorgeous. She shows up at events. She does everything right now as a college basketball player that you want your star or the face of your league to do once they make it to the pros. So she's not going to have the learning curve or getting all the attention, which I think both Angel and Caitlin kind of struggled with their first season. It was very negative. So hopefully we've remedied that and we can all move forward and just talk about basketball. But I think that for Juju, she kind of got to watch that from afar and she already knows how she's going to deal with that if that happens to her. So she's going to be seamless, in my opinion. And every rookie struggles first couple of games, no problem. Even the first season, no problem. But I just think her learning curve is going to be so exponentially lower than most rookies just because of her basketball IQ, the way that she sees the floor, how comparable she is to players right now in the league. I think her learning curve is going to be very, very low, and she's going to come out the gate transforming teams.
Assuming Juju Watkins does not come out this year, is Paige Becker's number one pick?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I would actually encourage Juju not to come out this year. Kind of let Paige do her thing, keep building her star power, and then just blow up the spot when she comes out. So if I was close to Juju, I would tell her for sure to stay for another year.
I hope she does. And I think she will. But, you know, the money's going to start getting good in the WNBA. It is.
It is. But she, you know what? With her endorsement, she's still going to make more than her WNBA contract in college. So there's nothing hurting you to stay another year. And as the NBA has shown us, this one and done is kind of starting to dumb down the league. Go in there and get that extra experience so you can come out all guns blazing when you get to the W. Stay that extra year.
Jackie Ray, always good to talk to you.
Great to talk to you as well.
It's Later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM 640. We are live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI Mo Kelly. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. And be sure to check out the podcast later tonight or tomorrow. You can find it at iHeartRadio app or Spreaker or Spotify, YouTube, anywhere you get your podcasts. And I recommend getting it wherever you can, but you can only get it live on the iHeartRadio app. And here's the cereal you should eat based on your zodiac sign. And I said at the beginning of the show, the only cereal I ate growing up was oatmeal. Now, there were times my father would make fried apples or cook pancakes, but fried apples, that's a black dish.
Is
Mark,
it?
Yeah.
So I need to know about this.
Yes, you do.
Okay,
yes, you do.
Thank you.
But the only cereal, quote unquote, growing up was oatmeal, occasionally cream of wheat, every now and then grits, but I don't think of that as cereal.
Wow.
But, and I was ridiculed by not eating all that, junk food stuff.
The stuff with the fun prizes in it that all children everywhere loved, that stuff.
Yeah, let's get into it. Aries. This is the cereal you should eat based on your zodiac sign. Cornflakes. Aries is ruled by the planet of war, and cornflakes were born from familial discord. The firstborn sign in the zodiac, Aries, is ruled by the warrior planet Mars. In kind, cornflakes is a cereal born from sibling warfare betwixt two Kellogg brothers. The younger of the two, W.K. Kellogg, a card-carrying Aries, was the first to suggest adding sugar to the previously bland flakes, and the first to conceive of putting a toy prize in every box. There you go, Mark Ronner.
Genius. It's what makes America great. Don't mock this.
Taurus. Yours is Reese's Puffs. What?
Yeah, those are good.
That must be a newer cereal.
Yeah, I've never heard of those.
Yeah, it's like Reese's Pieces.
Yeah.
Chocolate and peanut butter, and it came out like in the late 90s.
Are those marketed exclusively
to breakfast cereal?
To weed smokers?
Oh my gosh.
It's a cereal. It's delicious.
Reese's Puffs for Taurus. Launched during Taurus season in 1994. There you go, Stefan. Reese's Puffs are absolutely decadent as the sign itself. While bulls charge when they see red, Taurians black out when they feel hungry, making this cereal equally delicious when eaten by the dry, desperate fistful or with milk and spoon, a quick hitting fix.
Yeah, you can't eat them dry.
I mean, you can't eat them at all.
You put some in a Chex Mix too?
Oh my gosh, my teeth are just crawling with cavities just reading that.
Okay.
Gemini, here you go, Mark. Noted TikTok therapist Jeff Ginther maintains that lovers of tricks cereal are chaotic and have no idea what they want in a relationship. Sound familiar?
Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids.
He added that, much like the name implies, fans like to play tricks on their partners and are usually scared of their own emotions and run from true vulnerability. Is that accurate?
No, and contrary to popular belief, tricks are not the preferred cereal of hookers.
In turn, they won't stick around for long and will lily pad through different relationships.
I know you just want to plow right through that, don't you?
I'm just going to act like I didn't hear it. True of tricks, true of Gemini. Cancer, here you go, Stefan. It's all for you. Honey Nut Cheerios.
Delicious.
No, those are good. I have had those just because when I was on a diet one time, I was just trying to get my brand and never mind.
Heart healthy.
Yes. Cancer is ruled by the moon, and natives often move through the world with a sense of emptiness they attempt to fill with old movies, romantic delusions, and childhood flavors they recall wistfully and incorrectly. Cheerios, in taste and shape, represent that proverbial hollow moon. That doesn't sound cheery.
I like that. That's
nothing cheery about them Cheerios.
Damn.
Leo, Frosted Flakes.
Yum.
So good.
No.
So good.
No. I've tasted they get soggy and stuff. Oh, no.
You gotta eat them fast.
In fact, they're great.
Oh, God. Don't, Steph,
Did you not
I
know
will
this?
beat your ass. If you don't oh, goodness. Leo, big on boldness and shaky when it comes to subtlety. Leo will be the first to tell you that they're great. Damn it. Walked into that one. Go ahead, Steph. Okay. Are we done? Thank you. All right. An affirmative self-concept shared by fellow big cat Tony the Tiger and his cloyingly sweet sparkle-coated cereal. One more time. No rush.
They're great.
That was kind of good. It would have been great if you had it on time. Virgo, Special K. Has anyone eaten Special K? Isn't that like
I thought that's what they
cornflakes?
called ketamine.
That's like
No, it's
yeah.
a brand. It's a brand flake. Yes.
Okay. By number and by birthright, Virgo is the most common zodiac sign and often needs to be reminded of their specialness, quote unquote. We see you and we love you. Virgos are big on restriction, and as rulers of the sixth house of daily habits, they're peculiar about consumption and nutrition, prone to seek extreme measures in the name of health and wellness. This is the sort that will subsist on cotton balls and vinegar or go all in on the ill-advised Special K challenge.
It's very, very rich in brand.
Yeah, it's like I think it's like an older person's cereal.
I think of it as an older person's cereal. Yeah.
It's
like Metamucil or something.
It is. It'll help you go.
Yeah.
Libra, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Has anyone had those?
God, that's so good.
Really?
That's probably my favorite.
That's my kid's favorite.
Oh, I've never
That's
had
one
that.
Of my favorites.
Is it like a dessert?
It is.
Really?
You put
See,
some
I
milk
can't
in
do
it.
that kind of stuff in the morning.
You got to try it.
All right.
Once.
Relationship expert again, Jeff Genther, describes devotees of Cinnamon Toast Crunch in ways that eerily mirror the people of the scales and balances. Quote, you have refined taste and it shows based on who you're attracted to. You don't mind being a trophy because you want your sweetie to flaunt you around town. It's important that people are envious of your relationship, and that's obvious based on what you post online. You're showy, but that's okay because you can pull it off. You crave validation and can easily get it. Facts.
All facts.
Scorpio, are you ready to all of this? Is all you?
Yes.
Rice Krispies.
I love Rice Krispies. I love pouring milk in it and actually listening to it crack, snapple, and pop.
Crackle, and pop.
Snap, crackle, and pop. Yeah.
It's delicious. I love it.
If Scorpio were a cereal, it would be Rice Krispies, whose signature snap, crackle, pop sounds like a spell being cast or the dark tune of execution / dismemberment.
Wait.
Yep. Snap, crackle, pop. That's the hit.
That's like a
Rolling
literal
off.
interpretation
Yes.
of snap, crackle, and pop. Like it's
that
the bone
changes
collector
things.
or,
That's maybe why I'm so attracted to the cereal.
both of which fall in line with the witchiest sign in the zodiac.
Rice Krispies.
Hear that? It's Snap and Pop.
And Crackle.
And Crackle. She's cute.
She thinks I'm a girl. I think it's your hair. No, it's the hat.
What about the bubbly taste?
With Snap, Crackle, and Pop, Rice Krispies cereal has the taste that tickles. Maybe my voice is too high.
Okay, Sagittarius. This is not wrong. This is not wrong. They're magically delicious. Lucky Charms.
This is true. Fact check true.
Oh, right. You can't keep a Sagittarius down. Buoyant AF. They fly by the seat of their pants and survive on sheer luck, cheap charm, and tall tales. Not even side effects like neon green-ish can dampen their spirits nor dull their shine as they keep an eye cast on the rainbow and bet their luck on a pot of gold or cereal box stuffed with blow.
Hi, with me, Rainbow Magic.
We've got magic too, you know.
But can you make heart stars and horseshoes, clovers and blue moons, pots of gold and rainbows, and me red balloons?
Well, not exactly. But like magic, we can make them disappear.
Marshmallowy Lucky Charms, a tasty part of this good breakfast. That's me Lucky Charms.
Be delicious.
I love Lucky Charms.
Capricorn, yours is Captain Crunch. That's appropriate. The creator of Captain Crunch credited the success of the cereal to its want-more-ishness flavor profile, a metaphor, if there ever was one, for the striving capitalist nature of average Capricorns everywhere. On a vocational level, sea goats make for natural sea captains as they look great in structured uniforms and live to bellow commands to underlings.
More crunch berries.
Yeah, crunch berries, yes. Captain Crunch, not so much. Not so much on the Captain Crunch. By itself, no. But you have some berries in it.
This is Winkler.
No playing. No jumping on couches. No loud music.
What if she says no Captain Crunch?
Hold on to your teeth, Natty. Crunch-a-dice. Welcome to my house. House party, that is.
All I want to do is jump and crunch.
That slaps.
Jump and crunch.
That slaps.
Crunch cereal is a cool part of this
That
balance.
slaps.
Crunch-a-dice me, Kevin.
Slaps your gums.
Yeah, those will tear you up if you don't let them sit in the milk
Man,
for a minute.
mess the roof of your mouth up. Oh.
I wouldn't know, thank goodness. Aquarius, yours is Fruit Loops. Aquarius energy lives to push boundaries and make others uncomfortable with their unusual agendas. Keen on going where no one has gone before, like Star Trek. These people have no fear of shaving off their eyebrows or drinking purple milk. Ruled in part by Uranus, hush mark, the planet of chaos. These are the sort to put Fruit Loops on pizza just for the F of it. Dare always to be dangerously different, my dudes. That's Fruit Loops and Aquarius.
They sound crazy.
Pisces, Raisin Bran Crunch. That sounds nastily nasty.
No, it is good.
Raisin Bran Crunch?
I don't think you would like that out of all people because
That's
it's like
not
a healthy
funny.
cereal.
No.
It's very good.
I can find healthy other options, okay?
I like those little diamond hard encrusted raisins that resemble nothing found in the natural world. Those are good.
Very good.
The seeds for Raisin Bran were sown by a problematic Pisces, and a surprise to nobody. The man credited with creating granola, a precursor to Raisin Bran Crunch, John Harvey Kellogg, was a Pisces. True to the dichotomy of the signs, which swings and swims between nihilism and progress, insanity and imagination, and thus ranks at number 2 in our list of the most dangerous zodiac signs, Kellogg was a hate-mongering hippie, both socially progressive and the kind of monster who donated his entire fortune to eugenics research.
Damn.
I don't know if that's true, but damn. And that's your horoscope for this week. That's a good note to end on.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Later with Mo Kelly on KFI AM 640.
We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Street Food Cinema, and it's Los Angeles' largest outdoor movie series. And they've announced their preliminary lineup for the 2025 movie season. And this is the 14th outdoor movie season. It's going to run from May 10th through October 11th. And it's going to feature film screenings, live music, a selection of local food trucks all around the LA area. It starts May 10th at the Autry Museum of the American West with a screening of Wicked. And I don't know if we talked about this. I mean, I liked Wicked. I thoroughly enjoyed the performances, but since I've seen the live performance with the movie ending at what was the end of the first act of the live performance, I think that did not sit well with Oscar voters. It felt incomplete.
Interesting.
And that's one reason why I didn't love it. Enjoyed the whole the song and dance, as they say. I just didn't love it because it just felt incomplete. Maybe because since I'd seen the live stage musical, I know that there's so much more to come as opposed to where they ended the movie.
Is there anywhere else they could have? I mean, isn't that the natural stopping point, though?
Yeah, for an intermission. Not the end of the movie. That's just act 1 in the theater.
Oh, okay.
So the sequel will have the rest of the show, but that was something I would have wanted in that same experience, in that same sitting. That's just one person's opinion. It's probably right, but it's just one person's opinion. And that event will include themed photo opportunities, live music, local food trucks, and a menu of Wicked-inspired cocktails at the bar.
I'm definitely going to this.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time. Mm-hmm. And this year's lineup includes a mix of recent releases, cult classics, and milestone anniversaries. May's schedule features recent Best Picture Oscar winner, Honora, which I won't be seeing, as well as a Dolly Parton themed screening of 9 to 5 for its 45th anniversary. Stephen, have you seen 9 to 5? With Dabney Coleman and...
No, I can't say that I have.
Oh, highly recommend.
Okay.
I watched it again a few months ago because we were doing Name That Movie Cult Classic, and I was pulling a clip from it. Yeah, it's still funny.
Holds up.
Yeah, it does. If only, you know what I think? I think it is like a precursor and forerunner of The Office TV show.
Oh, okay.
There are some similarities there. Talking about the inner office dynamics and hating your boss. It doesn't have all the same type of camera tricks and everything, but yeah, it was Dabney Coleman at his best. No disrespect to Lily Tomlin or Dolly Parton. I'm just saying. Yeah, he played a great a-hole as a boss. That's all. And also, May's schedule features June Pride Month celebrations will begin with a 30th anniversary screening of Wesley Snipes and Patrick Swayze vehicle, To Wong Fu. Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. That's a funny movie. It does not hold up well.
It doesn't, but it is funny. Yeah.
In today's world, people would look at it like, that's offensive. That's not politically correct.
Yeah.
But it's still funny. June also includes a special collaboration with Disney's official fan club, D23, for a 30th anniversary presentation of a Goofy movie. I haven't seen that one. Oh, did you see it?
Yeah, my kids love it. They watch it a lot, so we'll be there for this.
And I know you've seen the Goonies. They have a 40th anniversary presentation of that.
I've seen
it twice.
I've seen it like twice a year for the past, I don't know how many
years.
I mean, yeah, I really
The Goonies?
I really like Goonies. I love me some Goonies.
1985?
I'm a Goonie.
Okay. And special screening of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Pass.
Let me give you more of the May schedule. Wicked, May 10th. Honora, May 17th. 9 to 5 on May 24th. And Royal Tenenbaums, that's funny, on May 25th. May 31st, To Wong Fu. Saturday, June 7th. Here you go, to all of the Goonies. Mm-hmm. And it's at the Equestrian Center, Burbank, so you might be able to hit that.
Yep.
June 14th, a Goofy movie. June 28th, Sonic the Hedgehog. And they have various locations, but you can find where they are. And tickets are available at streetfoodcinema.com. General admission starts at $22, which is reasonable for tickets for any movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, got to let you know about this before we get out of here for this segment. Wango Tango is coming, and it's returning to Southern California, and it's headed to the beach. Saturday, May 10th at Huntington City Beach. Wango Tango's all-star lineup will feature performances by Doja Cat, Meghan Trainor, heard she got a boob job, David Guetta.
Guetta.
Okay, I'm a little old. I may not know all these people. Cat's Eye. Anyone?
Sure.
In Mix.
Mm-hmm.
Psychers. That's Xikers.
You're talking about like these are techno music. These are music acts.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
There's A2O May, which is letter A20, month of May. Mm-hmm. And Hearts to Hearts. Stefan?
Both K-pop.
Yeah.
Okay, see, that's why I have you around here to help me out with this. Plus, performing at Sunset, Wango Tango, Orange County's own Gwen Stefani. Now, I know who she is.
Okay.
No, cool. She was on my label when I was working at Interscope.
Nice.
Yeah.
Boom. You should go or support her.
No, I don't want to be. It's funny you say that. I never wanted to be old man at the club. I never wanted to be that dude. I remember going to the Red Onion, and this is like 1992, 1993. And we would go to the Red Onion in Redondo Beach just about every Friday. We didn't have any money. We get there real early. The women were free, but if you show up before 9 p.m., they'll let you in. So we show up there like 8:30. And there was this old guy. I mean, like my age now, old guy who would come there, I guess, looking for young women. And he was there. He was completely bald. He was 4'2". He looked completely out of place. He wore one of those old hats. What's the hat that snaps at the top?
A Kango?
Oh, like the Newsies wear?
Yes. He was wearing one of those. Okay. And he would try to hit on the young woman. And I remember at like 22 years old, this is like 33 years ago. I remember at 22 years old saying, I did not want to be that mother father. I did not want to be him. Because all of us are looking at him, it's like, dude, what are you doing here? It wasn't like he was Elon Musk and he was rolling in and money was falling out of his pocket. He didn't have that type of game where he was just going to buy women. No, he was just trying to, mac at them. Just in a 1965 sort of way, except it was 1992. And I didn't ever want to be that guy. I did not want to be looked at as like, what's that guy doing here? Obviously not looking for his daughter. So why is he here?
Gwen Stefani's from your generation, though.
Yeah, but that's not enough for me to go to this.
Plus, there's a boob job there.
So, wait, were the women younger there? Or were they older? So, like, younger for him, but older for you at the time?
No, we're all in like our 20s. It was people in their 20s for the most part. Okay. And he had to have been late 50s. He had to have been. And I know, remember when you're at that age, if you're 22, 28 is old. When you're 18, 22 is old. And when you're like 22 and 57 walks in and you're all competing for the same women, there's something wrong. There's something going on.
You can't just go and enjoy the show. I mean, you can leave before the K-pop and dance groups come on.
I would feel hella out of place. Not only do I not know the groups, with the exception of Gwen Stefani.
You know Doja Cat? Doja Cat.
Yeah, I know Meghan Trainor and I know Doja Cat. But it's, I got YouTube. I can listen to their music at home. Besides, I'd rather get 8 hours sleep.
Oh, Mo.
But it's great. Look, your daughter would probably love to go. Stefan, I'm quite sure you could take a young lady friend and y'all would love to go. It's just not for me. In fact, we may even have some tickets to give away for Wango Tango next week. So keep it right here.
Ooh.
Nice.
Mark Ronald, would you like to go?
I'd like to sit at home in my sweats and eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch instead.
Sounds about right.
You like that?
That's the half white part of you, right?
Yeah.
No. That's
black folks do that?
Yes. What are you talking about?
I've never done it. I haven't done it.
I would do that and sit up and watch anime.
That's weird.
Watching cartoons.
KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Phone, car radio, smart toaster. We don't care how you listen, just that you do.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.